there, amazing listeners. Welcome to Anon Streams and to a brand new series, Empowered Youth Conversations for Change. I am Mannat Kapoor, your host, and in this third episode, we will explore how our everyday waste impacts the environment and contributes to climate change. We will unpack the issues surrounding waste disposal, recycling, and innovative solutions. From the food we throw away to the plastic we discard, every piece of waste has a story, and it's time we start telling it. Today, we are joined by Ms.Ranju Minhas, a remarkable waste management expert on a mission to remove all the wet waste from our houses. So, ma'am, it is great to have you with us today.
Thank you, Mannat.
So, let's start our conversation by talking about what inspired you to embark on this mission.
Yeah, I have been working with underprivileged women for long. And then I was, trying to find some skill trainings and some kind of economic model where they can be financially empowered as well. So we did have this cloth, uh, making campaign, bags made out of, waste cloth. So somehow, even we were not able to sell it. We were not able to like market it. So then again, we did few campaigns with some ready patiwalas, asked them to, take it. They said, "नहीं मैम, ये कोई नहीं खरीदता. कपड़े का थैला लोग ले जाते हैं मार्केट में, वापस नहीं लाएंगे और खरीदेंगे तो बिल्कुल भी नहीं. तो प्लास्टिक तो हम खुद ही से बांटते हैं, तो कुछ तो ऐसा सस्ता सा ऑल्टरनेटिव दो." तो देन बिकॉज देयर इज नो पॉलिसी, गवर्नमेंट की कोई पॉलिसी नहीं है, प्लास्टिक के ऊपर कोई फाइन नहीं है, कोई इंडस्ट्री के ऊपर कोई कुछ मीन्स अंकुश नहीं है. तो फिर ये दिस क्रॉस माय माइंड कि वी आर देयर इज नो मार्केट, वी आर ट्राइंग टू मेक जनरेट अ मार्केट फॉर क्लॉथ बैग्स and there's no market and there's no support from public. So what is the best we can do to check waste generation, which was happening? So the best is to manage waste at homes, whatever we are generating. So best was that. And then अगर waste ही नहीं होगा तो फेंकेंगे किसमें? फिर प्लास्टिक भी कम फेंकने के लिए चाहिए होगा, है ना? तो normally what we do is कुछ भी प्लास्टिक के पन्नी वन्नी आते हैं तो हम लोग उसको संभाल के रख लेते हैं कि अगले दिन इसमें कूड़ा फेंकेंगे. This is the mindset of people, right? है ना? तो होता यही है कि हमने उसको रखना नहीं है. We have to dispose it off. That is our basic idea behind it. So that is how I started researching कि इसमें कैसे क्या प्रॉब्लम है. Why I started with different kind of bins, what are the challenges one meets, the time constraint, space, then the mindset. बहुत कुछ challenges हैं जो लोगों के मन में रहते हैं कंपोस्टिंग. बिकॉज हम वेस्ट को ना ऐसे बोलते हैं, अरे यार मतलब किचन में है तो नेक्स्ट डे इट हैज टू गो, राइट? दैट इज एटीट्यूड. So we don't see it as resource. So that is how my work started. I started this journey about 15 years ago. I started my research and here I am talking to you.
That is incredible, ma'am. मैं भी सोचती हूँ घर पे इतने सारे प्लास्टिक बैग्स, इनका हो क्या रहा है? Okay, next question I have for you is, could you tell us more about your special bins that your team has been, installing in Delhi? How do they work? उसका impact क्या हुआ है अभी तक?
Yes, I will tell you this. I started my first workshop with the, All India Kitchen Garden Society. One of my friends, she made me a member of that. And then I requested them that I want to have next session at my place. So I live in a DDA flat. So a lot of people came, about 30, 35. And the first impression was, नहीं 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 हमें तो ये आता है, हमारे तो बड़े बड़े farms हैं इन लोगों के, नहीं we know this process. But then when I took the session, they said, no, it was like very different and we learned a lot. And so how the bins are different, let me tell you. One is, it breaks this mindset of कि जी ये composting घर में नहीं हो सकती, एक छोटी सी balcony में हो सकती है, okay? And people do it in gamlas and all that, right? But हमारे bin में एक तो क्या है कि it's lightweight, right? मतलब something which is easy to handle, and plus it should accommodate a waste of whole month or 15 days, right? And then see, there's only work in depositing when you're depositing the waste. But उसका जो parameters होते हैं, aeration चाहिए, तो aeration उसमें automatically होती है. There is no smell, there is no lechet issue, there is no flies का. और फिर उसमें कुछ मेहनत भी नहीं करनी, पूरे महीने में भर गया, उसको साइड में रख दो, ऑटोमेटिकली उसके सारा पैरामीटर्स काम करते रहते हैं, और बाद में आप उसको मंथ एंड में फिर आप सेकंड, you need twin bins. So we have been installing these, and there are a lot of success stories where people said कि अरे ये तो हमारे छोटे बच्चे भी इसको मैनेज कर सकते हैं, मतलब इतना मुश्किल नहीं है. So one is that myth and we have more than, personally हमने जिनको दिया है over all these years, जब से मैं कर रही हूँ, शायद पर्सनली 1000 लोगों से भी ज्यादा, आई एम नॉट, मतलब आई हैव लॉस्ट काउंट, मतलब मेरे पास कुछ ऐसा काउंट नहीं है, बट डेफिनेटली एंड थ्रू आवर पेज फ्रीडम फ्रॉम वेस्ट, उसमें कोरोना टाइम में हमने काफी सेशंस लिए लोगों को सिखाने के लिए. So that was one, and a lot of people from that joined and they've started their own businesses. Can you believe it? So
That's really impressive, ma'am.
yeah, and now one of them wants me to join the business as a think tank. So they'll be coming next month. So I said okay, because certain things, because I started a venture by the name Pure Wash.
Right.
So yeah, so I have to stick to that, you know, right? So
Right.
it's difficult. I'm finding it difficult. But still, yes, still, कोई चीज चैलेंजिंग ना हो तो मजा भी नहीं है ना काम करने का,
वो तो है.
है ना?
Okay,
चलिए.
so next is, like you said, आपका Pure Wash or venture. It is to address water pollution with handmade herbal soaps, right?
Yes,
How has
yes.
this venture contributed to reducing water pollution at the household level?
See, there is no data with me, right? So
Right.
it is like personally, of course, there's a lot of awareness about handmade soaps and generally among public. And a lot of people have learned, and I've taken. I was working as a trainer with NCUI, where I trained a lot of women from SHG groups, NULM. So it has really caught on. Like now, they all know how to make it herbal in a simple way. This way, they buy base from the market and then add certain herbal additives and apni skin ke whatever type of skin you have, based on that they can customize it, and whatever fragrance they need they can add that, they know where to get. So one is that, and like I'll tell you, in my own household I taught my the staff of my my daughters, she has this gardener and maid working, so they were using just bioenzyme based cleaners in their household. They learned that, washing clothes with that, and the gardener was fully, he became so good at making bioenzymes, and he understood the art of it. And the house help, she said she wanted to set up a business. And then there were people who said, ma'am, the gardener especially, he said ki, now I look at waste as in a very different way. I don't, whenever I pass a fruit shop, I don't look at the fruits, I look at the waste, the peels and all. I see, oh, so much, there's so much in it, so much value in it, and people are just throwing it away.
Yeah.
So that perspective has changed. A lot of people who has taken trainings from me. The other is the my one of my students. Actually, there are two. One started business in Dubai. The other one here in Udaipur. She has set up a, she has a manufacturing unit. She's the one who wants my support. So she started. She gave up her corporate job, and she's totally into this now. She said, I wanted to do something different. And now since she's much younger than me, and she has really worked hard into this, and she picked it up from our, she joined us on our page Freedom from Waste on my live sessions, and then they requested for trainings, which I did. And then one thing led to another. Then soon, within a year, she set up her business. She was quick. Rather, I'm slow, I must say, but it's okay. I'm happy that my students are successful.
It is good to hear कि इतने सारे लोग inspire होके, they are also
I'm
starting their
happy.
own businesses,
Yes,
right?
yes.
So next question is कि you said your regenerative lifestyle workshops, they aim to foster sustainable practices.
Yes,
So can
yes.
you share a story, or an example of a transformation that you have witnessed?
No, this is the one I told you, where this lady who gave up her
Okay,
corporate job, and then
okay.
yeah, she took it. This is one. Then recently I mentioned about when I had gone abroad in Africa, East Africa, where the gardener and they
Achha.
learned this, and of course I did teach them about how to compost kitchen waste. What are the things needed, and suddenly he got a call from hospital where they wanted his advice on how to manage waste in the hospital, especially canteen waste. And then he called me, and then he wanted some advice. I said, see, don't do it for free. You just if you are going there for a training, you put a fee to that. And so it's nice. See, there's a lot of money. One is in coaching, right? Training, because this is the need of the day. So you become a trainer by understanding, then you implement these practices. Even when in implementing, there is a lot of revenue, money. There are different business models. So do you want me to tell you how?
Sure, ma'am, sure.
Okay. So business model is, suppose I'm talking about composting, right? So we have tried on different types, like we have clay pots, which have been very traditional way. And then there are rotating bins, there are other bins. Then there is a different capacity. see, the bin you need in a family will depend on number of consumers in your household.
Right.
जैसे
हाँ.
खाना बनाते हैं हम,
Hmm.
खाना बनाने 2 लोग हैं तो छोटा बर्तन लेंगे, 4 लोग हैं तो थोड़ा बड़ा लेंगे,
Correct.
6 लोग हैं तो और बड़ा लेंगे, right? So, but what is happening is, the online, there have been a lot of failures in this thing, because people think मार्केट में जो मिल रहा है 8-10 लीटर का ले लो सफिशिएंट है. एक बहुत चला था, एक चाइनीज मेड बिन जो सेलिंग लाइक हॉट केक्स ऑन Amazon. So, वो घर में I went to see somebody, ऐसी गए कोई, she said कि I'm composting, and I said, can I see the processes, like how do you do it? And then she was like little, मतलब उनको थोड़ा सा वो लगा, because when I went into the balcony, the bins were on top of a shelf.
Oh.
So I so थोड़ा सा उनको भी लगा कि यार हम पहले कर रहे थे फिर हो नहीं रहा था. So what happens is, once if the knowledge is not complete, people fail, so they tend to give up,
Right.
right? So our job is hand holding. When you said कि आपके बिन्स कैसे डिफरेंट है, हम लोग क्या करते हैं कि हमने आपको एक प्रोडक्ट दे दिया, बट ऐसा नहीं होगा कि हम अपना प्रोडक्ट बेच के पैसा लेके आ गए. नो, we will ask them, we'll visit their household. So we have been doing it. What are the challenges? So that way we have a lot of people who have success stories. हाँ, एक और आपको इंसिडेंट बताऊंगी. The my partner who was working with me till 1.5 years ago. So even still now he's off and on with me. So we had gone to somebody's place to install it, and we used to go personally, not send somebody. फिर then training भी सोचो, means one is
सब कुछ
installing a
उनको
product,
साथ
फिर
में मिल
उनको
रहा है
ट्रेनिंग
बिन
भी
पे.
दे रहे हैं, हाँ उनके स्टाफ को भी ट्रेन कर रहे हैं और सब समझा रहे हैं, और फिर बाद में दिक्कत आ रही फिर जा रहे हैं. तो हम जब इंस्टॉल करने गए उनके घर, तो साउथ एक्सटेंशन की बात है, तो उन्होंने बोला अरे हमने पहले एक डिश वॉशर लिया था, इन्होंने यूज नहीं किया तो हमें फेंकना पड़ा. तो and Mr. Ashish, who was working with me, he got so annoyed. He said, हमारे प्रोडक्ट ऐसा नहीं है कि आपको कबाड़ में फेंकना पड़ेगा, अगर आपको नहीं करना तो we are taking our bins back, तो आप मत करो, it means you're not interested. So वो एकदम से वो हो गई कि oh my god is for us it's passion, it's not just a business model for us. For us, if something we are selling it to somebody, we want ki full use हो उसका, and then people should be happy about the product ना.
Yeah.
We don't want कि आपने Amazon से खरीदा and then you put it on a shelf and say कि हाँ हम तो हार गए करके. No, we don't want to hear that. So we want success stories. That is how we are going to bring about climatic change, right?
Exactly.
Not by just preaching.
Right. It is inspiring to hear that you are making such tangible impacts. So my next question is, in your opinion, what do the young people, what role do the young people play in driving change and combating the climate change?
You see, young people have a lot of, because like I said earlier, this earth belongs to you. The resources belong to the new generation, the coming generation. So you see, one thing the youth needs to understand is nothing is waste. Any product which is produced uses up water, energy, manpower, transportation, so much, and so many people down the line, they get benefited, financial benefits out of it. And then if you were just throwing it and putting it upon, creating garbage dumps, and they're telling, this is actually, it is not waste. Nothing is waste. So any waste produced by the higher organisms is food for the lower organisms. This we need to understand. Now we have to ensure that we don't make our waste toxic, so that it is fruitful, beneficial to the lower organisms. So now we share this earth with other organisms. So we need to ensure that they are healthy. And today we say, अरे वातावरण बहुत खराब हो गया है, वातावरण को बचाना है. अरे बचाना क्या, खुद को बचाना है, because we are part of this ecosystem. We are part of this environment. Our health is reflection of health of the environment. So we need to ensure that we follow practices where we do not have anything which we call waste. We have to focus on circular economy. See businesses there. I hope you understand. Like for example, one glass is heavily being recycled, glass bottles, and they clean it and they sell it per lot, maybe 1,000, 1,500 pieces like that. So the other companies are buying it, and then a lot of products are being made out of it. So see, one is you first is for youth. I have this message that please pre-cycle in your mind. Whether whatever product you're buying, is it needed or not? If it is not needed, it is not essential, don't buy it. See, one, you're cutting waste generation there itself. The other is whatever product you buy, you need to understand that, okay, once, what is the life cycle of it? And once I don't need it, where will it go? And how do I recycle it? Will it go to some another? See, one is recycle and reduce okay, waste, reduce and recycle it, change it into some other product. And then a lot of where I say circular economy, then you're reforming, like we are composting, we are from making from waste to manure. So we are reforming that product. And then again, we are putting that product into the economic system, into the where more people can earn money out of it. उसमें अगर इसी लाइन को लेके चलूं, तो जैसे आपने घर में प्लांट्स लगा लिए, अब प्लांट्स लगाने के लिए आपको पॉट्स चाहिए, अब देर इज नो स्पेस, अब उस स्पेस को कम्पैक्ट करने के लिए हम लोग वर्टिकल गार्डनिंग आजकल शुरू हो गई है, वेरी कॉमन. देन यू आर लुकिंग एट वॉल कि जिस वॉल पे धूप आती है उस पे हम मैक्सिमम प्लांट्स कैसे उगा सकते हैं, मिनिमम स्पेस में मिनिमम वाटर यूजेज कैसे हो. तो ड्रिप इरिगेशन कोई उसमें कर रहा है मास्टरी, तो उसमें वो उसका बिजनेस चल सकता है, पॉट मेकिंग में चल सकता है. एंड प्लांट्स आप पांच पांच मतलब जो भी हर्बल प्लांट्स हैं उनको आप उसमें पोटेंशियल देखो. जैसे कोरोना टाइम में आपने देखा कि अब सब्जी नहीं मिल रही थी एंड पीपल वर जस्ट अपने घर में ही वो कैद हो गए थे, तो उसमें द बेस्ट थिंग वाज डू गार्डनिंग, ग्रो मोर प्लांट्स,
Right.
लीव्स, ईट ग्रीन्स, you know.
Grow your own greens.
Yes, and then you are strengthening your immune system, and suddenly the earth had become vibrant during those times because human
Right.
beings were in cages. So you had wildlife, you had better flow in rivers, less pollution, and suddenly the air was much cleaner, you
Yeah.
know. And so so youth has to look at minimum use of resources. The other thing, what the message I would like to give the youth is कि आप जो भी बिजनेस करो, राइट, आप कोई भी बिजनेस कर सकते हो, अलग अलग बिजनेस में आप जाओगे, तो आपको ये सोचना है कि उस बिजनेस में क्या पानी की वेस्टेज तो नहीं हो रही, क्या पानी मेरी फैक्ट्री से पानी गंदा तो नहीं हो रहा, क्या एनर्जी वेस्ट तो नहीं हो रही. नाउ हियर आर कंपनीज व्हाट दे आर डूइंग इज, अगर उनका कोई प्रोडक्ट खराब हो रहा है तो वो जब वो लास्ट में कोई इसको फेंकने की बात कर रहा है, तो द कंपनीज आर बाइंग बैक देयर प्रोडक्ट एंड देन दे आर रिसाइकलिंग एंड रिफॉर्मिंग इट एंड रीसेलिंग इट. So now you see big companies are finding money in circular economy. एक बार प्रोडक्ट बेच दिया, उसके बाद दोबारा उसको रिफॉर्म करके दोबारा बेच रहे हैं. So youth needs to learn from this, right?
Right.
Yeah.
One thing I like कि हम जब तक वो सोच में नहीं रखेंगे कि we
Yes.
can recycle it, तब तक हम अपनी environment को भी नहीं, मतलब
It has to start from your mind.
from your
Yeah.
mind, right?
Yes.
Exactly. Next question is कि इतना current climate conditions 50 डिग्री पार हो गया है, climate weather मतलब 50 डिग्री पार हो गया है. So what do you foresee as the most significant environmental challenge जो हम मतलब आने वाले कुछ टाइम में फेस कर सकते हैं?
You see shortage of resources.
Right.
उसमें पानी,
हम्म.
राइट, एंड एनर्जी. ऑलरेडी आप देखो जो हमारा फॉसिल फ्यूल है जिसपे अभी कॉन्फ्रेंसेस भी चल रही हैं, और so that it's limited. So
Right.
that's the biggest challenge. So that is why I'm saying that we have to look at renewable energy, clean energy, right? Our businesses should be such that they're based on, focused on that. And then even
Sustainable
for
business.
our home household needs, we need to shift from that. And about water, you see, water, if it's, one is reducing the, the amount. So when I'm talking about natural cleaners which are free from the foaming agents, SLES and all those very harmful agents, so now there, once you are using those, so what happens is automatically you are using less water. And then once you are using less water, and that to whatever water leaves your household, it is in a very pure form where lower organisms are not going to die.
Yeah.
Because you are using organic, that is going to be washed down the drain. Then these organisms can feed on it, and once then again it enters rivers and all. You won't have failure of your cleaning systems where a lot of pressure is there because of the excess of waste and sludge, right? And then once, another thing what I'm seeing is that you need to be healthy. Once you are healthy, you are going to automatically support a healthy environment.
Yeah,
A
right.
sick body will only lead to a sick environment. Now, if I explain it further, if you die as a diseased person, a person who has cancer, who has multiple diseases, and then you are on medications, right? Strong, radioactive, and the other chemicals. Now, what happens is your body gives this in the form of urine and feces, right? So then what happens? It again, these chemicals go into the natural bodies, and now they mix these chemicals. There is flora, and there's a lot of like plants growing. Now they take up these chemicals. So somehow what happens is, again, they are part of the system, the environment, and they come back to you again in the form of food, and then you are impacted again. The other healthy, healthy human beings get impacted.
Right.
So healthy body is must for a healthier environment. So we are a reflection of our environment,
Exactly.
right?
That is a powerful point made by you, ma'am. Next question is, in rapidly growing cities, जिसमें population दिन ब दिन बढ़ रही है, how can we ensure that the waste management infrastructure keeps pace with the urbanization? और हम क्या नई approaches ला सकते हैं?
देखो, one is the already among youth, the new generation. So it has to start right from nursery classes. Especially institutions, schools, colleges, and they need to understand how to do it. So where they learn, and then in urban households, once they're equipped this is knowledge with this knowledge, and that okay, it is needed. There's climate change. They have to work on it. So definitely they will ensure that already whatever uh, uh, technology is available. So they're going to look at it, and then maybe you are going to have more innovators,
Right.
people who have more youngsters who can make innovations on how to make the whole process waste at the point of generation itself. So what happens, it will cut down on that. So of course this is how, and yeah, if
Exactly,
you
मैम.
want
ये
to
youth
elaborate
ही है
further.
जो the youth is innovative mindset है. नए तरीके ला सकते हैं हम.
Yes, this is what, yes.
Right.
Because and plus scientific mind is a very questioning mind, right? कि ये
Right.
कैसे होगा, क्यों होगा,
Curious mind.
बेटर कर सकते हैं, क्यूरियस, हाँ. सो माइंड ओपन अप होता है. तो नीड तो ऑलरेडी इट हैज दिस नीड, नेसेसिटी. ये स्कूल्स में ड्रिल हो जानी चाहिए कि इस पे काम करना ही करना है. आपको सस्टेनेबल बिजनेस इस पे काम करना है. So
Right.
it is going to definitely keep pace with the urbanization.
Right.
Yeah.
So next question is, like in your experience, कुछ common misconceptions क्या है जो लोगों के पास है about composting kitchen waste, and how do you address them?
Yeah, the common misconceptions ये है कि हम कुछ भी whatever we are buying from the market organic something which is कोई vegetable हो, fruit हो, तो उनका ये है कि जो उसका peels हैं वो waste हैं, फेंकना है, हमारे किसी काम के नहीं है. But now with this technology, bioenzyme technology, like it's for almost now 10 years where I've been taking classes on bioenzymes, and slowly they're learning that there's nothing waste, तो कुछ है ही नहीं ना. Whatever, it's a resource. You recycle it and then make it of use to yourself. And then what happens is, once you are reforming this waste into cleaners, and, of course it can be your facial cleaner, it can be a pet shampoo, you can make so many of these things. So what happens, you are saving money, because once you're using less chemicals, you're falling less sick. Once there is less sickness, visit to doctors. हर महीने अगर आप 1,000 1,500 रुपए 2,000 खर्चते हो, वो आपके बचेंगे, है ना. एंड देन वो बचेंगे. वंस यूर हेल्दी, यू विल हैव अ ब्यूटीफुल स्किन, वाइब्रेंट स्किन, जैसे आपकी है, youthful skin, right? But once we grow old, we use more of cosmetics, chemicals to in a kind of situation where we want to look beautiful and younger. But we fail to understand a healthy body will reflect a beautiful skin. So you save money on that. So I think could you please repeat the question again? The hello.
Okay. अच्छा, misconceptions, the common
Misconceptions. Yes, yes, and that it's a waste. So it's not a waste. What I'm saying. So once there is knowledge, there is training, hand holding, and then how to use it. Now, so once people understand this, there's this misconception कि waste है. तो waste तो है ही नहीं. पहले तो ये सब बात बतानी है. फिर उस waste के में value क्या छुपी है वो उनको बतानी है. You can grow your own organic herbs घर में. आप उसी को यूज करो. उसको यूज करके भी we have number of recipes where even with that you can lower down your blood sugar, you can reduce your weight, you can and plus a lot of things, skin issues. So it is just, I think, lack of knowledge. Once they understand it, so things are going to be in a.
Okay, last question is for you, ma'am. Innovation or sustainability, they require a balance between the social and economic systems. So how do you balance the need for environmental action with the practical realities of economic pressure?
So how I view it is, when we look at sustainability, we are talking about recycling, reforming. So what happens is, you're not there, Mannat. I can't see you.
I'm there.
If I can see your face, I feel I'm better. I'm interacting.
Yes, I'm sorry, actually, वो video issue हो गया.
So, okay. So you asked me about how sustainability and economics works. So
Hmm.
what happens is once we reduce the need of off-the-shelf products, where when
Hmm.
people start recycling in their homes and creating natural products, so what is going to happen is definitely it is going to impact the industry, where
Right.
there is going to be less jobs. But
Hmm.
then again, once people are making things at home, natural things, and these bio cleaners, so अब मैं इसको एक छोटे से एग्जांपल से आपको समझाती हूँ कि
Hmm.
ऐसा कोई बहुत इम्पैक्ट नहीं आएगा. आपको पता है कि लड्डू तो बेसन के सब घर में बना लेते हैं, सबको पता है लड्डू कैसे बनाने हैं. ठीक है,
Hmm.
बेसन भूनना है, घी में चीनी डालनी है, इलायची इलायची डाल के बनाना है.
Hmm.
कितने लोग बनाते हैं? फिर भी हम हल्दीराम और बीकानेर वाला और जगह जगह जाते हैं ना, अग्रवाल पे और नेदिया लोकल शॉप पे जाते हैं लड्डू खरीदने, तो वो बिजनेस तो रहेगा.
Hmm.
तो ओनली थिंग इज यू हैव टू स्विच फ्रॉम केमिकल बेस्ड businesses to herbal based
Bubble.
business.
Right.
यस. सो उसमें बैलेंस. एंड एक और मिसकंसेप्शन ये है कि वो शायद क्रिएट भी की गई है कि जितने बहुत सेलिब्रिटीज हैं, या जैसे अभी बहुत बॉडी शॉप के प्रोडक्ट्स हो गए, अभी ममा अर्थ के हो गए, दे आर एक्सपेंसिव. ये है
Hmm.
ना. अब एक्सपेंसिव इसलिए क्योंकि बहुत कम कंपनियां बना रही हैं.
Hmm.
अब जो यूथ है ये उसके ऊपर रिस्पॉन्सिबिलिटी है. द मोर यूथ दे स्टार्ट स्टार्टअप्स, न्यू बिजनेसेस ऑन दिस लाइन, इन दिस मोड, व्हाट इज गोइंग टू हैपन व्हेन देयर इज लॉट ऑफ सप्लाई, डिमांड बढ़ेगी नॉलेज से कि हमें बीमारियों से दूर रहना है. दीज टॉक्सिन्स आर creating diseases, they are making us hyperactive, there is autism and attention deficit syndrome, बहुत कुछ यूथ में आ रहा है. तो फिर नेचुरली आप नेचुरल चीजों की तरफ जाओगे. जब डिमांड बढ़ेगी तो अपने आप वो बिजनेसेस भी फ्लरिश करेंगे. तो इट विल टेक टाइम, दिस ट्रांजिशन विल टेक टाइम. एंड दूसरा एक चैलेंज एक ये है कि नेचुरल चीजों की शेल्फ लाइफ कम होती है.
Right.
लेकिन लेकिन शेल्फ लाइफ कम होती है, लेकिन केमिकल्स की जिनकी शेल्फ लाइफ ज्यादा होती है वो आपकी लाइफ खत्म कर देते हैं.
Uh-huh.
सो नाउ यू चूज whether you want a thing which has a shelf life of 2 months or 3 months, or you want something which has a shelf life of 3 years,
Hmm.
और लाइफ खत्म मतलब हमेशा के लिए वो आप यूज कर सकते हो. सो इट्स
Right.
अ चॉइस यू मेक. सो वंस with knowledge people change their habits, preferences. So this kind of sustainability and economic जो भी एक आपको लग रहा है कि how to balance it, so this
Hmm.
balance will come, but it will take time. Old habits die hard, right? So
Yes.
we have been fed with too many chemicals and too much of factory made things. We are not using local produce, and also fresh. हम लोग फ्रूट जूसेस में जा रहे हैं, लेकिन हम फ्रेश फ्रूट कम खाते हैं.
Hmm.
आया फ्रिज खोला और जूस पी लिया, और वो भी तो उसमें भी प्रेजर्वेटिव्स हैं विच आर
फ्रेश
कंज्यूमिंग.
जूसेस भी घर पे कम बन रहे हैं और खरीदे ज्यादा जा रहे हैं.
हाँ, एफर्ट खरीदे ज्यादा जा रहे हैं, उसमें भी प्रेजर्वेटिव्स हैं.
बिल्कुल.
सो once we change our habits by understanding how it is impacting our lifestyle, definitely we'll go for better and healthier choices. So this challenges will not be there.
Definitely, ma'am, I agree. So that brings us to the end of today's episode. A huge thank you to you, ma'am, for sharing your valuable insights and experiences with us. Remember, listeners, every small action counts. Whether it is raising awareness or joining a local initiative, we all have a role to play. So thank you for tuning in to Anna on Streams. If you enjoyed this episode, please share it with your friends and don't forget to follow us on Spotify and other platforms for more updates. Feel free to share your thoughts and ideas on today's topic in the comments. Until next time, keep pushing for a more sustainable future and work together to make a difference. Thank you so much. Bye
Thank
bye.
you. Bye.
और लास्ट मैसेज
Thank you, ma'am, for sharing your valuable insights and experiences with us. इससे हमें पता चला कि it is the youth जिसको वो steps लेने हैं, वो initiate लेना है इस climate, इस environment को protect करने के लिए. So anything you would like to say, ma'am?
Yes, my message to all is, our environment is individual responsibility.
Hmm.
We should not look at if somebody else is going to come and sort it out. No, it is my responsibility to keep this environment clean. Once we start working on that, definitely there's going to be a sudden change in whatever challenges we are facing today. So I really thank you, Mannat, for this wonderful interview, and I'm so happy that you are just in class 11 and you're doing a wonderful job. So this is really heartening to know that youth is talking on a topic which is so important nowadays. It is a need, and I'm
Hmm.
glad I was interviewed by a school child.
Thank you,
I'm so
ma'am.
happy.
Thank you so
Thank
much.
you.
Thank you to you two listeners for tuning in to Anon Streams. If you enjoyed this episode, please share it with your friends and don't forget to follow us on Spotify and other social media platforms for more updates. Feel free to share your thoughts and ideas on today's topic in the comments. Until next time, keep pushing for a more sustainable future and work together to make a difference. Thank you and bye bye.
Bye. Thank you.